If this is working, we should be live. Let me click this. Yep, we are live. What do you know? What's going on, guys? This is just going to be a very chill. There's no real agenda here. No topic other than we're just gonna. Well, first of all, the strike's over, so thank God. I didn't expect. This was kind of odd because when it happened, like a couple hours before it ended, I was reading an article and it basically said that it wasn't going to be ending anytime soon and it was going to bleed into next year. And that's what I expected. I didn't expect this thing to wrap up until probably January, February, being like the earliest. But they wrapped things up, and I hope both sides got what they wanted. So I haven't been really keeping up with like the complete ins and outs of the entire like strike itself. But one thing's for sure: I hope the actors that aren't really well known or that don't really get their fair share are hopefully going to start getting their fair share. And this is good news for Marvel and Star Wars, despite us both thinking that each respective IP is going down the drain. We'll just have to wait and see. But,
did we say that aloud?
Yeah, I did. I haven't given my opinion on Ahsoka. It's not like we were following in with the strikes or anything. We just have not had ample time to discuss any of this going on, and there really wasn't much to talk about. Like nothing was happening. We weren't getting any updates on any upcoming shows. Obviously, the only stuff we have are like news bites and like bits and pieces of like what might be happening behind the scenes. And one of the biggest ones we'll talk about it probably at the end, sort of the end of this stream here, having to do with somebody from Marvel moving over to Star Wars. We'll get into that later. But Ahsoka. Episode 7 and 8. I don't know if we talked about episode 7. I don't think
we did. I don't think we did. I think we got to 6 and then we were, yeah.
I'll double check that. Episode 5. So we didn't even talk about 6, 7, or 8.
Man, okay. I'm gonna have to go back and look at what happened in 6.
I was gonna say I don't even remember what happened in 6. I think episode 6 is when.
Did we say this? Didn't we say we liked 6?
Episode 6 is when Thrawn revealed himself.
Okay, yeah, so we did like 6.
So yeah, we haven't talked about Thrawn, we haven't talked about Balin and Shin and basically how it all played out. This is not the Thrawn in the books, that's for certain. This is also not exactly the Thrawn from Rebels, although it is kind of similar. I'm just kind of hoping that once he gets back into the normal like galaxy, he becomes more menacing until Luke Skywalker has to come in and save the day.
I guarantee you that it's like we already know, like he's gonna flip it. He was already tripping out when he heard that Ahsoka was Anakin Skywalker's apprentice. When he finds out that nigga has a son,
yeah.
Oh my god, he gonna be like, y'all let this man.
He has a like, what now? Like
he has a and a daughter.
Yeah, that's
y'all let this man y'all let the chosen one procreate. Crazy,
man. So that's gonna be fun. I was kind of hoping we'd get to see some of that, like Luke, like we'd understand like what Luke's up to, this, that, and the other. But they have not met yet, and I'm wondering how they're gonna. Like, we better get some context as to how that's gonna happen. I guarantee you, it's gonna happen in the movie, which is something that we can hopefully begin to learn more about now that these strikes are over. Hopefully we can hear about the movies that are going to be coming out soon. And another thing, actually, the movie that Kevin Feige was going to be making is no longer happening, so I wonder what that means in regards to him coming over. Maybe they said that, okay, you can come on over to Disney, you can come on over to Star Wars, but we have to scrap your movie because we already have movies in place. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but anyways.
Okay. Kevin Feige is by no stretch of the imagination like a bad producer, director, executive, etc., etc. He has done remarkably well with Marvel, and he's done remarkably well with, the things that, he's been given the reins of. I don't think we need another cook in the kitchen.
I just think that he actually gets that when shows like flop, like he gets it and like he's angry and he wants to make sure that the shows that are put out are like actually quality shows, which is why I guess he's like gone over the script for Blade like 10 million times. That thing's gonna that's pretty much close to getting canned. Um, I feel like he's just not somebody to just release stuff just to release stuff. Like he definitely wants these shows to do good. But I don't know if I just want somebody from Marvel coming over and being like, "Yeah, I can do what I did over there, but I can do it with Star Wars." Like, no. Like I think he can definitely he can plan out a trilogy. He can plan out character arcs and stories, but when it comes to like just, you know, Star Wars itself, like I don't think you can just toss him over there. Like you're not going to put like a hibachi chef or somebody who's really good at like doing that stuff. You're not going to put him into an Italian restaurant and be like, all right, now take your skills and just go over here. Or you're not going to put somebody who's really good at making pizza and be like, okay, go to a steakhouse and make me the best steak. Like, no, like you can't just throw people in there just because they have a name. Like you need to
Oh, for
find
sure.
people who are like Tony Gilroy, amazing filmmaker. Just he gets it, right? Is he a Star Wars
Mhm.
fan? No, I don't. Truthfully, I don't think he gives a shit about Star Wars. I think he makes what he makes, and he goes, "I forgot I'm making Star Wars half the time." I would like
Right.
for him to continue to make Star Wars content, but incorporate the legacy characters. Because quite honestly, like this was a topic that I saw come up a couple days ago. If you just take Tony Gilroy's like filmmaking and stuff, but incorporate all the legacy characters, like for Andor season 2, like he'd do a
Mhm.
phenomenal job.
That's the thing. Like he's one of those people.
Like
It feels like that can do well whatever in whatever medium they're put in, and that takes like that doesn't take like necessarily. Oh man, like you have to study, right? It just takes a basic respect for the source material,
yeah,
and
like
that's what it feels like. Some of these shows, you know, have lacked. Like Book of Boba Fett
first two
felt like
episodes phenomenal. Like
yeah, everything else, it just felt like it lacked respect for the character of Boba Fett. And like, people will be like, oh, he was a character that was in one movie or two movies for like a combined hour of screen time. Like that combined hour of screen time was one of the like how do you become that iconic
and it wasn't even
in
because of
that
that.
short amount of time unless your character design is just great and like that the things that you're involved in, everything around you is just like shrouded in this aura of he's that guy.
And like
Like
mystique. Like
he's just that guy.
it wasn't even the films. It was a lot of the lore that was behind him too. And people were like, "I'd love to see this incorporated into a show." And it's like, well, yeah, but you got to make sure the person doing it is doing it right. And like the same thing
And
with
then the
Kenobi,
actor
dude.
who
Like I get like when I see Andor, like as much as it put me to sleep and as bored as I was just drooling over the scale of it all. Like you're telling me that like one of the biggest like one of the most important times in the galaxy being the Kenobi show, like that period of time like is wicked important, is going to get not nearly half the budget that Andor gets or She-Hulk or any of these other Marvel shows that just aren't doing good. Like I don't know if it's just I don't know how these budgets get allocated or anything, but it just doesn't seem like they're prioritizing like in a lot of their tactics too, like the shaky cam. Like I didn't like I don't want to watch. I wasn't trying to watch Kenobi and Vader fight and shaky camera and want to throw up all the time every time I was watching it. I couldn't get invested because you're just there and it's like I don't want to be there. I just want to sit down and watch the show. But half the time it's like the camera's shaking and it's like things are happening, but things are like cut off screen, and then there's like
you
random
just messed up
jump
your
cuts
camera.
that you
You just messed up
miss.
your camera angle. You just messed up your camera because you just wanted to
I
get your
know. Well,
point.
that's what it looked like. Like Deborah Chow Star Wars is literally shaky camera, nausea, and terrible scripts.
I
Just saying.
honestly see the shaky camera part. That's something that we'll agree to disagree on because I personally find no problem with it. Like when it's overdone, yeah, absolutely. I'm just like, okay, like we get it.
In
They're in a
certain
fight scene,
scenes, it works, but every other
but
scene, like
every time, yeah, it did not have to be every single time. That I can get behind.
that's just I don't know, like it's just something like things like that that I notice, and like just along with like the scale, like it felt wicked small. Like we're still on Tatooine, like it just felt very small in scale compared to Andor, where like Andor actually felt
Andor,
like it felt like the original trilogy where the world's expanding, you're learning more about, this universe, and you're going to different planets, and there's so many like moving pieces. Like
I mean, Andor had what, twice the amount of episodes
that
that
too.
Kenobi did,
Yeah.
three times the amount of episodes that Kenobi did. Like, I get it. They wanted it to be a movie, and then they changed it into a TV show. I still think they should have. I don't think they should have cut anything. I think they should
No.
have kept it, you know, wildly long. Like, if anything, making it into a TV show should have made it longer.
And
They
they
should
have
have
the
spread
balls
things out
to say it's a character study like Logan. Like Logan's one of the best character studied superhero movies you will
of
ever
all time.
watch. And then you're gonna look at Kenobi, and no, I'm gonna think of Kenobi as Sunday morning cartoons. Like that this show is meant, like these shows are meant for like Sunday morning TV. Like
Yeah, no, Kenobi
and
was not
that's
a
another
character.
thing. Like the biggest probably produced show of all time, like that Disney has ever made, Andor, obviously because of its scale, was put on cable television. Like why? Like I don't know if they're just like I
I
just
don't
don't get
think.
it. And I'm
I
not
mean,
saying
see,
it was
here's the thing.
put on cable television because people weren't watching it, although I definitely
Yeah.
think it had a lot less people tuning in every week compared to something like Mandalorian or Kenobi. I just I just think they're just trying to
Well, which show are you talking about in particular?
I think I don't think many people were tuning into Andor week to week compared to like Mandalorian or
I
Kenobi
don't.
or
I
Ahsoka.
disagree with that. I disagree with that. I think that in the beginning, yeah, no, for sure. The first, like, they put the first two episodes on there, but they first put the first two episodes on there after episode three dropped.
Right.
And
But
when episode three dropped, that's when the switch flipped, and that's when people started to realize, okay, we're getting 3 episode arcs every. We're getting arcs like first three
right.
episodes. We're getting like build up, you know, kind of like whatever this is in the middle, like rising action. We're getting the set. We're getting the set. We're getting the rising action. And then we're getting it hits the fan in episode three. And when they dropped episodes 1 and 2, I don't think that was because people weren't tuning in. I think it was to get people to tune in more. Like, okay, we have these groups of people that we're like, they already have Disney Plus. They're already here. They're already watching. They're invested. How do we get more people into Disney Plus? Oh, we're gonna put these things on cable so that when they see the cinematography and like, because again, this is a Star Wars series that does not feel like Star Wars, but I mean that in the best way. I mean that in a, you don't have to be invested in the lore of Star Wars or in what is going on in Star Wars. You don't have to have watched any of episode 4, 5, 6, the sequels, the Clone Wars, prequels, none of it. You can literally walk into Andor knowing literally nothing and enjoy the show.
and I think
And that's its biggest strength, and I think that's why they put it on cable.
and I also think that's who they were targeting. Like I don't think they were targeting like the fan base that wants, to
They
see
were not targeting the fan base that wants
Luke
that wants
Skywalker, Vader. They don't want
exactly. They
they were
want it because the fan
targeting
base wants Luke Skywalker. They want a new Republic or new Jedi Order series with Luke, and that's not what we're getting right now.
and I
And
think
I'm kind of mad that we're not getting it, but like I don't even want to talk about that right now.
well, I don't think we're gonna get it just because I mean we see it that they'd rather shove Leia down our throats in Kenobi and in Ahsoka, which in
I don't.
Ahsoka it makes sense because
Yeah,
Rebels
she's
and
Chancellor basically.
yes, but I don't know, and I feel like when some of like the OG fans came out and started talking about how Andor was a great show and it just didn't feel like Star Wars. That's when to me like I kind of felt like a lot of the Andor fans, I don't want to group people into Andor fans, but like a lot of them just turned wicked like sort of culty, and like if you don't appreciate, like how could you not appreciate this, like this is the best thing we've ever gotten out of Star Wars, which don't get me wrong, visually and like production wise it is, but it's not like Star Wars in like what you think of as
No,
like
it's not
being
what you
Star
think of
Wars,
when you first think of Star
because
Wars.
quite
It's not.
frankly the best thing we've gotten is Tales of the Jedi, and that's 3 episodes, or I'm sorry, 6 episodes, each 10 to 15 minutes long. animated, and it gives us more
Yep.
backstory on two of the most prominent Jedi in their time, being Ahsoka and Dooku. Well, Jedi and Sith rather. Um, so a lot to do with that, and just those shows, and how I hope we get some continuity back. Um, but anyways, back on the Ahsoka train ride. I definitely think episodes 7 and 8 were kind of, I don't want to say weak, but they definitely felt like they just ended abruptly. I
No,
don't know.
I totally, I feel,
Like
I feel.
it felt like there should have been at least 13 episodes, and you take away that later half, and you just say this is the series is gonna stop at 7, and that's it. And it's like, well, what the hell? Like, where's all the Balin and Shin stuff that we still haven't gotten? And that, quite frankly, I like to think that if we do get another Tales of the Jedi season, we should probably get some Balin stuff thrown in there. Um,
Yeah, it really depends. It really, like, you really gotta. I really wonder what they're gonna do with that because, like, they left Balin on such a cliffhanger with he's found statues of the father, the son, and the sister. So, like, what does that mean? Like, giant
I
statues on
mean,
this,
I'd like to
you
think
know.
they have some extra scenes cut, or maybe they have some stuff for a Balin show, like already done up. But they obviously can't do anything with it because all of his
Can't do anything with it
unfortunate
unless they
passing.
decide to. I mean,
Um,
look, you can attempt to replace an actor, um,
well, they can,
and if
yeah.
they find a convincing enough person who can, like, you know,
Who cares,
um,
and who can pull off
yeah,
his charisma. I mean, there's three ways they could go about it. They could go full on just animated. They could completely recast him, or they could use like a deep fake. They could
I
just
don't think I don't. Yeah, they could use a deepfake, but I don't think they will. Um, because let's face it, like Disney has tried deepfakes before, and like it worked for Luke in Mando season 2, but at the same time, it was definitely noticeably a deepfake.
it
And
worked best on Anakin. I'll say that. Um, but yeah, so the thing with Thrawn though, like I liked his whole army thing that he had going on, but I mean, just for them to come back as zombies, I thought was a little disappointing. Like, I thought they were gonna use some like dark magic to bring back like some like entity of like Anakin or Vader like as a ghost, or maybe Maul. I mean, they're on Dathomir right now, like after that episode ended, so they went to
yeah, they're on
Dathomir.
Dathomir.
So they're probably gonna bring back the Night Sisters, and we're probably gonna get another like
Savage.
Savage moment, or like we're gonna get another moment of like somebody storming you know the castle of Dathomir, and just it's gonna be another like Clone Wars, like when General Grievous obliterated that army. It's
Yeah.
gonna be Luke. That would be amazing. Um, but I mean, I think that the only one who can stop him is Luke. He's the only one there. I mean,
He's literally, yeah, he's literally like he
the New
is the
Republic can't
only.
do anything. I mean, they're constantly
I
shooting themselves
don't.
in the foot.
The New
Um,
Republic is so like bureaucratically inept. It's so fantastically inept. It
what
almost
proof
makes
do you
me
have that there
wonder.
was foul play here, aside from the missing soldiers and dead bodies, and proof of their helmets being missing? You have no proof. Like what?
Bro,
They're just so
literally, bro,
inept.
literally was like, I'm. It's honestly stunning. It's honestly shocking. Like I've never seen um a government so portrayed so stupidly.
I mean, our
Um,
government, but like,
yeah, but like that's real life. Like we expect our government in real life to be that dumb. Like no matter who's in power, no matter who's in charge, we know what to expect. A government that was built out of a rebellion should not be this eager to turn away and hide
No.
when there's a hint of like, oh, maybe we didn't finish the
And
job.
another thing too.
Like
These
Palpatine is famous for his contingencies, dog. Like, why are you thinking that? Nah, we got him, bro. We got him. Like, even if you don't think Palpatine himself is gonna return, which he shouldn't have, but even if you don't think he himself is gonna return, you're telling me that y'all really think
honestly,
that like there's no possible way that the Empire has
or
contingencies.
I don't
and,
know.
like,
Maybe there's
backup
somebody
plans?
stronger out there that was learning under him, spying on him. Who knows? You wouldn't think of him coming back, but they should have essentially prepared for it to happen because
They should have prepped for something. They should not have just like gotten caught with their pants down.
No.
Now, granted, Star Killer Base, nothing they could have done. Nothing they could have done about that. But like taking their military down by 90%? Who does that?
Finland, or places that want to be, neutral all the time.
Yeah, you're the largest governing body in the galaxy. You can't afford to be neutral.
No.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like in the height of the Old Republic, the judicial fleet was out and about, moving around, trying to chase down pirates and slavers and all that stuff. During the height of the Clone Wars, the Republic fleet was too busy to deal with slavers and stuff like that. But like, if they still saw them, they were chasing them down. You mean to tell me that like just because the Empire shows up, and slavery is no longer. First of all, slavery was definitely a thing during the Empire. But you mean to tell me just because y'all blew up the Empire, slavers are just gonna be like, oh man, we're not gonna go slave no more. We're not gonna go kidnap people or whatever. Like we're just gonna be chill, man. We're just gonna vibe. We're just gonna vibe. Like no, I know for a fact you're still out there chasing down slavers and pirates. Look at what happened in The Mandalorian season 3. Like, bro, you had a pirate fleet show up to a random planet that was just chilling outside the jurisdiction of the New Republic, and you mean to tell me that there aren't others out there doing the same thing? Bro, if you want to endear the galaxy to you, show that you have a backbone.
Seriously. And not only that, the thing with
I need to be put in charge of a New Republic series, bro. Bro.
We were going to get Rangers of the New Republic. They would have probably shown some insight, but
it probably would have just been them. The Rangers are stuck on desk duty for 90% of the show, and then in the last, they go and fight the First Order or whatever.
Who knows? But the thing with Thrawn, okay, so this whole show was built up that they had to stop Thrawn and prevent his return. Which I think going in, we knew that Thrawn was gonna win. Like we knew he was gonna make it. I don't think anybody. The only thing I had predicted was that maybe Luke would somehow make his way to that other end of the galaxy, but that was kind of a long shot. So I'm not surprised that didn't happen. But the fact that one of the most smartest, the most militant tactician, even though he looked very stupid, especially in that last finale, every single one of his plans was fucking failing, and he's lucky that all he had to do was worry about Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine. Like, if that was anybody else, he would have been mollywopped. But the thing, here's the thing. He leaves, right? He's gone. Okay. It's fine. I'm just gonna sit on this fucking planet. I'm just gonna pull a Cal Kestis and just hang out with the mountain goats and the giant dogs and Tanalor. That's really what he's after, folks. He's after Tanalor. If you didn't know, that's this whole thing. That's what happened to Palpatine. He didn't die. No, he didn't die. His body magically essenced himself into Dagan Gera and went to Tanalor and drank the essence of Tanalor.
I hate it.
If you guys don't know, just go on Reddit and look up r/Tanalor, and you will be thoroughly into. What do you think I do on my break? What do you think I do on my break at work? I go on Reddit and I just scroll through r/Tanalor for 15 minutes. It's the stupidest thing ever, but it's so funny.
Oh God.
Tanalor is not his, and it will not be his. But, is that why he's blue? Because he likes Tanalor so much?
Yes, that is exactly why he's blue.
Anyways, but I don't understand. Like they let him escape essentially, and all that ended up happening was Ezra and Sabine swapped places. That's essentially all that ended up happening.
Kind of weird. It's kind of weird
So
how
why do they all of a sudden just not care? Is
I
it
think it was more like them not. I think it was less not caring, but it was more like Ahsoka. Because like, let's be real here. Ahsoka at the beginning of the series would have absolutely thrown a fit. Like, if they got left if they got left behind by Thrawn, like she would have been pissed.
would she have though? Because I feel like the first 2 episodes were like her worst performances, where she was just like so like mellow and like not. There
I
was just
think that
no
was her
emotion.
faking it. I think that was her faking it.
Well,
Like
no,
I
I'm
truly
just
believe
like
that was.
I'm like speaking like generally like the first 2 episodes. I thought like the acting
Oh yeah,
was
she was a
terrible.
robot the first two
I
episodes.
thought the
She was a
pacing was
robot.
horrible, but like it got better as the series went along, and I thought Hayden
No,
carried her performance in the lightsaber duels, and the chemistry between her and young Ahsoka were amazing. But um, I I just think that like I just don't understand how they just don't care. Like
here's the thing though, like about Ahsoka's. I think that the Ahsoka, the emotionless Ahsoka that we got in the first two episodes, was her like putting up a front. You feel me? Um,
like bullshitting.
yes, like that's honestly that's a word for it. That is a word for it. Like not that like she doesn't have it together, but like she's. I mean, she doesn't have it together. Like she's flying by the seat of her pants, trying to learn how to be a Jedi after the last time that she like trained as a Jedi formally was when she was like 17, and now she's like a Jedi. With and the only other Jedi is a how old is Luke now? What 23-year-old
So this
with
is he's in his
son of Space Jesus?
how old was he in when he was in Return of the Jedi? How old was he when he took down the Empire? Was he still young or was he?
Luke?
Yeah, was that like
Okay,
19?
so if I'm not mistaken,
I can just fucking Google this.
the
I have the
time
internet
skip
at the palm of my hands, just like
the
Tanoor.
time if
I will
I'm
have
not
that at the palm
mistaken,
of my
Luke
hand.
was still um he was 23.
Yeah,
He was
23.
23 in when he took down the empire when he took down the empire supposedly.
Yeah. How old
Yeah.
was Luke in?
So and Ahsoka takes place how many years after it's around the same time as the Mandalorian season 3, right?
Yeah.
So he's maybe 27 cuz that's like 5 to 6 years after. He's like
Around,
27,
it says,
28.
quote, around 5 years.
Yeah, so he's like 20, 28,
Yeah.
maybe 29, and she's older than him by like a good decade or so.
Yeah.
So she's almost 40 or slightly over 40. He hasn't touched 30. Like those are the only two Jedi in the galaxy, like fully
Right.
fledged Jedi in the galaxy. And she's out here like
And you still have, from what we know, you still have Cal, who is, I mean, he's not
off
strong
doing
by any means. He's still pretty weak.
I mean by that time though, like he's off doing fuck we don't know where he is. He's off doing fuck all and like
Well, yeah,
he's
true.
probably a lot stronger
Honestly,
than
he might die. Like, he might not even make it.
he might not make it. He might not make it past this third game.
Unpopular opinion, I think he's going to sacrifice himself in the third game for the New Republic.
Who? For who?
I don't know. Something's going to...
For who? Like, there's nothing. There's literally nothing to sacrifice. He has no one to sacrifice himself for right now.
Marin, maybe? Maybe he turns to the dark side. Who knows? Throwing out theories left and right.
If he was like I would lose all faith in Star Wars games if he turned to the dark side. I'm just at this point. I'm just waiting for Eclipse. Like, I just want to see what Eclipse
Dude, I
is.
forgot that game was even a thing.
I forgot.
I guarantee you it's
after
going
I
to
said
get canceled,
Eclipse,
just like the rest of the games. Like, KOTOR's been canceled.
KOTOR got. I
people are
don't think
saying-
it got canceled. It got pushed back.
I don't... Dude, it's going to get canceled. I'm just fucking...
I've-
I've accepted it. We've seen this.
Really?
We've seen this script before. Oh, it's not
find
canceled.
your
It's on the
lack-
back burner. Just
Find
it's
your
fine.
lack
We'll
of
get
faith
to it.
disturbing.
They're gonna get... It's gonna get canceled, or it's gonna be forced to be released unfinished and buggy. We got Outlaws too. I forgot about that. Goes to
I
see how
forgot
much I
about
care.
that. I don't I'm gonna do this thing that you should try. It's called going into a game with an open mind.
Yeah, I did that with I've done that with quite a few games actually, and have been
You no, you
relatively
do, and
disappointed.
then but you get like two. Okay, the only thing that I will give you
No, here's
credit
the thing.
for
It looks fun. It
is
looks really fun.
Zeppo is arguably the worst video game level in all of Star Wars media.
Whoever made
Like
Zepho,
it's huge. It's too big. There's too much to do. There's too many things to collect. And yes, the animals are really annoying.
I hope they're unemployed. I'm just kidding. Maybe not. That's a bit too much. I hope they're struggling to find work.
I hope they learn from their mistakes. How's
Yeah,
that? How's
yeah.
that?
Well,
How's
I,
that,
I
David?
definitely think that that person was promoted to work on the
Oh, for
second
sure.
game
For
because
sure.
the fucking my God. I'm not gonna get into
Son
it
of
any more than
Ogdo
I want
Bogdo was
to,
giving you
but
fits, huh?
yeah. I
Son of Ogdo Bogdo was putting in that work on
and
you.
then when I go and play like legitimate like games that bring me joy, I'm like, oh, so this is what gaming is like.
Now this is pod
Now
racing.
this is definitely pod racing. Um, but yeah, Outlaws looks fun and all. I'll definitely give it a shot. Who knows? It
No, it
might
does.
be.
It like the premise looks fun.
I just love how they're just ignoring the fact that like Jedi and like strong militant people exist, like or like the Republic exists. Like why does it have to be on this random character that we know nothing? Like I get it because they want to do something new and creative, but like
I
why
just want a
I'm just baffled that like there's been no not a single bounty hunter game has been released.
bro. The fact that 1313 got canned is insane to me.
That's one of the first things I'd do if I was in charge of Lucasfilm. I'd reinstate LucasArts. I'd bring back all of those old heads that
Like
used to work
I'm
there.
stunned we don't have a Clone Wars console game,
I'm
like an actual Clone Wars console game. Like do it like Lego Star Wars. It doesn't have to be Lego, but like do it like Lego Star Wars. You get to go through the Clone Wars,
Dude. Who
but
made Titanfall?
as a
Respawn.
random Jedi.
Respawn. They made Jedi Fall. Give it to them, or give it to CD Projekt Red, the people that made Cyberpunk. Like, give them a shot at it. Like,
Honestly, like give it to BioWare.
yeah. Like at this point, just give it to anybody who's willing to make a
Like
game.
literally, like I just replayed the Mass Effect trilogy, the Legendary Edition. Might be the greatest three-game run we've ever seen,
Probably
aside
yeah.
from Halo. It
Um,
might be the greatest three-game run we've ever seen. Like
not
Andromeda did not. Andromeda suffered from, bugs, and then the fact that people hated the endings of three. But I still think Andromeda was a good game. But like, I just need,
dude.
I need something. I
Naughty
need
Dog,
some.
when they came out with The Last of Us, they made a great, multiplayer piece where it's like you're basically scavenging and you're fighting against players and enemies like at the same time. Like that would be a perfect like bounty hunter like scoundrel. It would just be perfect. We're just foaming at the mouth for content that we're just not getting, and it's frustrating. Like how you have people putting in mods for Battlefront 2 that look 10 times better than anything EA has ever made. Like it's
Bro,
astonishing.
I'm sick that like. Okay, so I have an Xbox, as you know, and I can't quite like. Let's just say mods and Xbox do not go hand in hand. But I'm seeing all of these like mods for Battlefront 2 on the PC or whatever, and I'm just like, I wish I could play these.
I haven't even gone and played them just because I simply, I don't want to go back and have to level up again because I have everything, all my heroes leveled on my PlayStation account, and I don't want to have to go through that drama. And
Very
quite
valid.
frankly, I don't
Very valid.
care too much about the mods to like go back and play them. It's just cool to see that there's some people, putting in some creative effort into their stuff. But I mean, dude, it's just a whole lot of like Spider-Man 2 is coming out, so I'm replaying Spider-Man 1 again.
Coming out, that thing came out.
It came out. Sorry, it came out. And I already played Miles Morales. That was a fun time. I have a ton of games current in my backlog right now that I have not even
No, yeah, I have a bunch of games to play that I haven't finished. Like I'm trying to finish Ghost Recon Wildlands, but that it's taking forever. Like it's a very much long
What
play
game?
game. So I Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Dude, that game looks fucking amazing. I think I
It's
have
so
it.
fun,
I
dude.
need
Like
to. We gotta.
it's it's real pretty. It's really pretty. It's a very pretty game. It just takes forever. Like, and it's
But
honestly way more fun when you have people to play with.
that's what I'm saying though. I haven't played it because it looks like you need an entire squad to play, and I don't.
You need like you could do it with two. Like I've done missions with two people, but you need at least three, and four is the max. So you need at least
Yeah.
three.
Well,
I
imagine like
but I have
A
had
Star Wars
squad.
game like that would be crazy, where it's like you have a clone commander and somebody you have like a Jedi leading your, but like that would be insane.
Dog, literally just multiplayer Republic Commando. Just Republic Commando.
That's
Just
all you
just
need.
just Republic Commando.
And those games hold up still to this day.
Bro, I do we Spotify like can you get this to the Disney execs? Like, bro,
Just send this video
I'm
over
right
to
here.
Kathleen
I
Kennedy.
hate yo.
Um,
Hey, I will. I hate it here, bro. Like they're not listening. They're not hearing me.
it's
They need to
getting you
tap
out.
in. They need to
Um,
tap in.
oh, I had some notes from the finale.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm
Thrawn was a
scared.
complete imbecile. TIE fighters out of nowhere. Blows up elevator afterwards. I
Oh
forgot
boy.
about that. 2 episodes in, we see the TIE fighters hanging up in the hangar thing. And as soon as shit hits the fan, now you gotta send the TIE fighters. And then let's not blow up the only way up, you know, up to where they were. Let's wait until they actually get inside and just do it for dramatic effect, because why not? I get it, plot, yada yada yada. You can't write a good script. You can't set up a good fight. Ahsoka isn't
You
even
can't say
worried
that. Like
about the biggest
there's
threat.
certain
We went
things
over
about
that.
writing like confrontations where logic has to go out the window and you get plot induced stupidity.
Yeah, like
But
you just
at the same time, I think that the thing about Thrawn is that it's not like his plans failed. It's that Ahsoka managed to get through all of them. Like let's be real here. She let's keep it a bean. So in the beginning, right? He like they're taken to the planet or whatever, but there's a they find the map and blah blah blah. The map gets taken. She gets world between worlds instead of killed, and then she comes back and she and they figure out, or like little child, I forget the kid's name.
Jason.
Yeah, Jason, right. Jason, that's such a crazy
I still
Easter
don't
egg.
understand that. Why?
Why
So
is his name
no,
Jason?
why she died but like didn't die? Like is it cuz of what happened to her in the Clone Wars?
I
Like
think it's because of what
can that
happened.
just happen to any other Jedi or no?
I think that it's I
Or
think we
is
can
it
explain I think we can explain it through the will of the Force.
yeah, okay. Like
I mean, just like think
If
about it.
Ezra died, like he's dead, right?
No, I don't think so. And I honestly think it's because she has a connection to the Will Between Worlds. I think it's partially what happened. I think part of it is because what happened to her in Rebels.
I
I
feel like
think she
that's
has a
the
connection to the World Between Worlds, and I think that Anakin was watching over her.
I think that's the only logical. I mean, it backs it up though, like cuz there's obviously like clear evidence that could support that statement.
Yeah,
So
no, for sure. It's not like they're pulling that out of their,
no,
you know.
I just love how it's like it's so obvious that she wasn't dead, but like in Kenobi, you can stab Reva and like she survives. You stab her twice and she survives. Why couldn't you just stab Ahsoka and then she go to the world beyond? Like there's no continuity. It's just
It's
frustrating.
it's the World Between Worlds is like you gotta be chosen type deal, I
Fair
guess.
enough. And
Because not everyone can be special, and like here's
no,
the
I
thing,
get
it's
it.
like the force. That's how the force works. Like not everyone gets every force power. There's
No,
certain
I
powers that
yeah.
people are born with. Like Mace Windu has an affinity for Shatterpoint, and
Well,
like basically no one else did.
I'm happy that it worked out the way it did instead of her just going back in time and changing things because that would have been terrible.
That would have
Um,
pissed me off. That would have
so
pissed me off.
the thing with okay, like at the beginning when they get to the world and there's the mines laid out and stuff, like that's fine and all, but like when they're making their way to the ship to like chase it down before it's about to take off and they're underneath it and they're just getting sprayed with like they're just getting mortar
Turbo laser
sprayed
fire.
and they just
Yeah.
can't like it just
They
like
can't hit anything.
yeah, the ship just doesn't hit them at all and like
Okay, here's the thing,
again,
though.
the
Here's the
zombies,
thing.
like oh no, they're alive. What are we gonna do? Cut their heads off with the lightsaber. Cause guess what? Lightsabers. Hey Disney. You know what lightsabers do? They cut through things. They cut through
Okay.
You stab
Okay.
somebody in
I
in
only
the
have
chest. Guess what? They're dead. You go like
have a
this.
response.
They cut in half. If you go like this too, their head's gonna roll off and they're gonna die, and that's it. No more.
I have a
Done.
response for only one of those things. Okay, I'm not gonna excuse the zombies because the zombies were dumb. I am gonna excuse the fact that the Star Destroyer could not hit them because we've seen this tactic with the rebels before. That's why the rebels were so good at killing Star Destroyers. Turbo lasers can't track small things. We saw this in episode 4. It's been established since episode 4. Like they specifically said, their snub fighters are too small and fast. We can't track them. So like, dropping a bombardment on them and
they're
hoping that
snub
you hit
fighters,
is
not
like
not their freaking. They're on horseback. It gave me
they
episode
are on
9.
horse.
It
No,
gave
no,
me
they are on horseback, but like
It gave
they're
me
on
episode
horseback.
9
But at the same time, they're
PTSD.
still small.
It gave
Like
me episode 9 PTSD. Jam their speeders.
you're,
They're not
you're
using
trying
speeders.
to hit. Bro, you're trying to hit Jedi who can sense it coming.
I get
They
it.
know
I get it.
they have
but
recognition.
it just looked like they were hitting every single thing around them except that one thing. Like it just looked.
I think that was kind of the point, but I also think that
And I also don't like how they had to have Sabine like help Ezra. Like when he's like he's maximum in tune with the Force. You saw like the Force kung fu he was doing and all that stuff, which I thought was dope as hell.
that was
But,
fire. That
like
was fire.
Sabine needing to help him, like I just like he should
Did
be
you
far
not like
more.
it because you didn't want Ezra to need help, or did you not like it because you didn't want Sabine to be able to use the Force?
I don't think no. I think they're trying to force this Sabine thing, and it's just like I like that you've shown that she's incapable of using the Force, and here I am thinking that like okay, she's gonna try to use it, and maybe in the last episode it's gonna cost her her life, or maybe Ezra's gonna be like, listen, you don't need to, you know, use the Force to help out. Like you can, like there's like you're much more than that. Like remind her like that she's a Mandalorian. Remind her where she came from. But no, all of a sudden she can go from barely moving a little glass to yeeting an entire being across the freaking platform up into the ship. Like her writing was just so like off the charts.
It was very choppy. It was very choppy.
It made no sense. Like again, a disjointed like bump, like it was just a mess. And I'm not saying I don't want her to be a Jedi because just I don't think she needs to be like it just no, like
No, you're right. She doesn't need to be a Jedi, but
maybe
you know,
in due time. I just don't think right now is the time to be worrying about her being a Jedi. Well, her Ahsoka and her are stranded on this planet now, so it looks like she's gonna be like she's gonna be as strong as Rey apparently, or she's gonna be stronger than Ahsoka, like, or maybe she's gonna let the darkness consume her because that's what Ahsoka was afraid of, and that's what they were hinting at, that she could become too strong and too violent. So who knows? I just know she's gonna be a Jedi. She's gonna probably be the one to save the day, and we're not gonna see Luke. That's just it's coming.
When these things happen, bro, like I'm gonna come back and blame you because like you need to stop speaking these things into existence. I need you to chill out.
I can just see it now. Like we're gonna get no Luke. Ezra's gonna be as useless as a freaking.
It was gonna be somehow captured.
Ezra's gonna be as useless as a doorstopper in a freaking open hallway. Like he's just not gonna do anything. I just think they brought him back just for them to have that little reunion and for people to get all emotional. Which, quite honestly, like I wasn't emotional at all. Like seeing Ezra I wasn't emotional. Like I just didn't care. Like it's cool. Like good. Yeah, he's alive and he's a lot stronger than when we last saw him. But
Yeah, it didn't really do anything.
He hasn't had his lightsaber in years. You finally get a chance. You're going one-on-one. There is a literal Sith apprentice in front of you. No, I don't need my lightsaber. The Force is my guide. Like, no, grab that lightsaber and go to ham on that motherfucker.
Crying, bro.
Because guess what? You can use both. You could use the Force and you could use your lightsaber, and you could chop
Force
that
is
little
my
bitch
God
into
was
bits.
crazy. He literally, the Force is my guy was crazy because he literally next episode used a lightsaber.
That too. And not only that, when he said that, I was expecting him to do some like wicked, like crazy stuff that we haven't seen. He was just doing regular melee stuff, but like with the Force, which was cool. Like it was still cool, but like
It was dope.
it wasn't.
Dope,
It wasn't like anything we have.
groundbreaking.
It wasn't like anything we haven't seen. Like I thought he was gonna do some like Dragon Ball Z, like
That would be so
Kamehameha.
cool.
Like that would have been cool. Like if Balin showed up, bro, and like he just put Balin in his place, that would have been insane. Like if we got like, oh my god, like just thinking about it. Like Balin just shows up and thinks it's gonna be an easy like 1, 2, 3, he's out, and all of a sudden he just like his hands just start glowing like red, yellow, purple, blue, and he's just like going a ham on the both of them, dude. It would have been insane. It would have been absolutely insane. But nope. I mean, what can you do? So, I want to get back to Balin and Shin though. I'm happy they're both alive, or at least neither of their characters died. I just don't know where it goes from there. I think the more I think about it, the more I think Shin's character is just done. Like I don't think there's really much there. She's just gonna live on this new planet, maybe grow a live with the Raiders, and that's gonna be
grow
it.
a small following.
Maybe what?
Grow a small following.
Probably. Maybe she'll reconnect with Ahsoka. I mean, it's not like they have any reason to fight. Like
Yeah, there's no beef there anymore.
it's not there anymore. Like, and not only that, what's his name? Thrawn wanted both of them killed. So I was hoping that would come into play, but that never did. So, I'm curious to see where that goes. And as far as Balin's character goes, I think he's searching for something in regards to power, and I think life beyond death. I think it's gonna be like, hear me out. It's gonna be the dark side version of the World Between Worlds, in a sense that like you can be reincarnated, like 10 times more powerful. Like I think it's Palpatine. I think Palpatine's calling to Balin in some way, shape, or form. Because I think he knows that his time is near an end. I think he kind of senses the future a little bit. I think he knows that the only thing he can achieve on that planet is just more power, and he's gonna do what he can to become more powerful. But I think it's gonna like overtake him or something. People are saying it's Abeloth. It's Disney. They're not gonna go that fucking dark. They're not gonna go that fucking dark. And these stupid people that make up theories are theorizing that Natalie Portman's gonna come back and play as Abeloth to fuck with both Hayden's Force Ghost and Luke, which meanwhile Luke doesn't even know what the fuck his own mother looked like. So yeah, I don't think it's Abeloth. I just think it's some Palpatine or Darkseid being calling to him to let him know of, there is life after death, and he could possibly be reincarnated and become a god. He could probably become what Ahsoka is, but just the dark side version, where he's basically unkillable. And maybe he's the first host for Palpatine. Who knows at this point, dude?
Nobody knows.
Like, where do you want to see it go? Like for him, like, do you just want his story to be left up to interpretation, and then maybe they can do some sort of backstory on him in like animation, or do you think that they're gonna?
No, I want like outlining what I want. Honestly, would take too much time, but I do want his story to continue. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm just keeping it at that.
What actor do you think could replace him? I mean, obviously this is off the top of your head, so I don't know if you could come up with, like, do you think
you can't replace him, but you can like find another actor or try to. I think that's the best I don't
Yeah,
know who, but I would love for them to find another actor.
yeah, it'd be interesting. But I mean, I'm just happy the strikes are back. I definitely want to get back into posting more content, and I want it to be more like like I want you guys to get involved a little bit more. Just tell me some of your what you guys want to
Yeah,
see
tell
for
us what you want us to talk about, what you want us to
yeah,
see,
what you want us to
what
talk
we want
about,
to talk about.
what you think is going to happen with the next coming shows. I think all we have like we have nothing right now. I think we just have 2024. We have Acolyte. I think that's the next thing coming out. Um, like 2024 as far as Star Wars goes, I'm not really sure what we have in store other than the Acolyte, um, Tales season 2, Andor season 2. I mean, so it's not terrible. And Ahsoka season 2 was never greenlit, so um, I'd be interested to see what we get in 2024. But I hope it's better than some of the stuff we've been getting lately. Overall, I mean, I give Ahsoka like a 7.5, an 8 out of 10, to be honest. The episodes that were really good were like the highs were really high, but the lows were were wicked freaking low.
Those were low. Yeah, but
I said 7.5 or 7.5 or 8.
what did I
That's
say?
I don't even know what you said. I don't know if you gave it a proper rating. Maybe you did.
I think I did. Give me a second. Let me see. Let me see. Uh,
Yeah, I said 7.5
we
to 8.
scrolled through the Jalen Brown slander.
Dude, that motherfucker needs to. Can you take my left hand? I can't.
Okay, you said actually you okay. You gave it a higher rating than I did.
Did I?
I gave it a 7. You gave it an 8.
Holy crap. Well, if that's
Wow.
the case, then I mean, yeah, I stand by that.
See, because I said there was nothing I truly disliked, but I didn't say there was anything that made it great. It was a good show, not a great show.
Yeah, I just.
So clearly, you found like elements in it that were
I mean, yeah,
that you were higher on than I
my
was.
point still stands. The highs were wicked high, the lows were wicked low. Um, I just hope we can get to a point one day where everything seems, the quality seems to be wicked high, like these shows that we've been getting from other companies, like, The Boys or these shows on Netflix, like, that are just blowing things out of the water. Like, I
No,
think we'll
for
get
sure.
there one day, but yeah, any oh yeah, Kevin Feige to potentially go into Star Wars. I'm not a fan.
Nope.
I want
Nope.
somebody
Don't
new.
need
I
it.
want somebody who can. I want somebody new. That's the
Yeah, I don't need it.
God's honest truth. I still think Kathleen Kennedy needs to go, and I want somebody new. I don't want to give it all to Dave Filoni because I think he has quite a few misses with the live action stuff, and same with Jon Favreau. I mean, they're all just as guilty, when with the misses. So um, I'd like to see where things go though. I'm hoping 2024 is as far as Star Wars goes. What I think they need to do is like they need to get people to have the attitude of, man, I miss Star Wars, or oh, this new Star Wars thing is out. I can't wait to see it. It's just now
For
it's
sure.
like, oh, there's a new Star Wars. Cool, I'll watch it. Like, I think what they would be better off doing is not producing any shows after 2024, or like putting anything out for like a couple years. Like
Hmm.
I think they should wait even beyond 2025 to come out with a movie, and I don't think the Ray movie is the first movie you fucking put out to get your fans back into things. I think you start fresh, and I think you start with an Old Republic trilogy.
Yeah.
Um, that's just my that's just what I think you have to do. I had written down because I when we were what I wanted to do when we were are all on together is go through where is it? Go through what we would want to do um, if we own Lucasfilm. Like I have a whole thing written out, and we've probably gone over it on the show before in bits and pieces. But like, I mean, yeah, there's stuff here that I already
Talked about
disagree
it
with.
briefly a couple times, I think.
there's stuff here I already disagree with, just because of how things have gone. But yeah,
We talked about it briefly a couple times, I think, but we never went into detail about it.
so I think I have like I'd want like a roadmap. Like I'd want like a 10-year roadmap. Like I have Filoni overseeing all projects. I don't know if I'd want him doing that. I'd have Jon Favreau overseeing hiring of writers directors. I don't know if I'd want him doing that. Basically, what I said was I'd cancel any upcoming shows. So like Ahsoka, and or anything that's coming out, I would cancel basically.
Really?
And some of the shows that were already canceled, I would greenlit, like Rangers of the New Republic,
Rogue Squadron.
and Rogue Squadron. But I'd finish that little Mandoverse thing, and then I'd announce that moving forward for the next like 10 to 15 years, it's going to be all Old Republic. We'd start with a trilogy, and then I'd do animated shows fleshing out their universe, and then 2 to 3 spin-off movies. After that, I would do an Heir to the Empire, the original sequel trilogy. Not this bullshit Heir to the Empire that we're going to be getting now from Disney, but the actual Heir to the Empire, to its core, what it was supposed to be. Again,
Literally do the book.
yeah, more game shows. I'd make Star Killer canon probably. Either I'd either make him canon or I'd make him. I'd do shows or movies based off of him, but let it like I'd have a whole like extended lore like portfolio of stuff that's not canon, but just stuff that wanted to be made. And some guaranteed like spin-off shows that I had ideas of: Plagueis,
Ooh,
Vader, a Night Sisters show, a Revan miniseries,
okay.
or a Grievous miniseries, and a Revan movie.
Ooh, Grievous miniseries. I like that.
Something like Tales of the Jedi. You could probably do it animated, but somewhat like 2000.
So, like, are you talking about when he was a Kaleesh warlord?
Yeah, yep. The first 3 episodes would be his upbringing, and then the last 3 would lead right into the Battle of Geonosis, and when he is first deployed on the field, and it would basically be 2003 on steroids, and it would be kind of like a horror esque. I'd kind of want it to be somewhat of like a horror, have like horror elements to it, because, I mean, that's what he was. He didn't have the upper hand at all when he would fight Jedi. The only way he'd have the upper hand is if he instilled fear and basically used the element of surprise.
He wasn't designed to take on a Jedi like 1v1.
No, but he was the only one that could. Like, he was the only non-Force user that could, other than like Boba or Jango Fett, or Cad Bane.
Mandalorians are cheaters. I'm kidding.
They use Beskar.
Cad Bane's just that guy.
And then I'd make a Tanalorr show. I'm just kidding.
Shut up. Shut up. All right.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia. It's always raining in Tanalorr.
You got it, bro. I'm out. I'm going. I'm leaving.
I didn't even have that written. That just came. I just
logging
thought of
off,
that.
dude. There's no way.
Dude, I swear to God.
A Tanalorr.
A Tanalorr.
Like
it's
that's
just
disgusting.
nothing. It's just nothing but B-roll footage of Tanalorr. Or
just
no, it's
but
the Earth. It's just like B-roll, like stock footage of the Earth, except with like a purple and blue filter. Just corporate America in like blue and fucking light shades.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
But yeah, let me know what you want us to chit chat about. Hopefully we can bring the gang back together soon. Peter is still alive. By the way, he is still alive. He's kicking it in he's not on Tanalorr. He's on
Saudi Arabia.
I don't know where he is, dude.
Somewhere
Somewhere with sand. A lot of sand.
Tatooine, honestly, that looks like Tatooine.
Honestly, but yeah. So thank you guys for watching. We'll be on soon, hopefully.
May the Force be with you all, and may you never ever have to go to Tanalorr.
No, please go to Tanalorr. It's fun. Tanalorr 2024.
I hate it.
Does Trump? Hold on. Does Trump endorse Tantalor?
You know what?
I've
If he
known the
does,
Tantalorians for a very long time.
uh,
They're great people.
we're gonna do so much. We're gonna do so much tailoring. You're gonna get tired of
Please tell me
tailoring.
you've seen the TikToks or the videos of like the guy, like people in person, like acting as him, but like talking to like
Yeah.
senators. Oh, the Cameronians, they made a very bad deal, and they're gonna. They're so. It's just so out of
It's just, like,
pocket, but it works. It's
I hate it.
amazing. All right. Well,
Okay,
may the force be with you all.
we out.